¡Eh! ¿Qué miras?
Despite the positive reception, Tekken Tag 2 was a flop sales-wise, only selling 1.5 million copies. For comparison, Tekken 1 and Street Fighter Cross Tekken both sold more than Tag 2. In 2013, Tekken Revolution was released as a free-to-play game that was PlayStation Network exclusive, which was one-on-one battles on Tag 2's engine. I never played it, and the servers have been shut down, hence why I'm not making a video about it at all. However, in 2015, Tekken 7 hit the arcade scene, and it showed to be a promising time as we learn more about the Mishima family and see the conclusion to the Mishima family story. And then with the Faded Retribution edition of the arcade, it was announced that Akuma from Street Fighter was in this game? It was such a cool, out-of-left-field character announcement, and the community was hyped. Namco really marketed the crap out of Tekken 7 this time, showcasing the new characters, features, and story elements extremely well. People were excited to see it released on consoles. Then when the game had its trailer, people were surprised to see that it's also coming to PC? The first Tekken game on PC. Holy crap, this was big. Then in September 2017, Tekken 7 was released to pretty high praise. So now, let's finish the Mishima story for now as we take a look at Tekken 7. After Jin's disappearance at the end of Tekken 6, the war between G-Corp and the Zaibatsu continued to rage on. A journalist who lost his wife and kid as a result begins to look into the Mishima family. Heihachi is seen taking out Tekken 4 soldiers in Nina Williams on his way back to take over the Zaibatsu. He announces the next King of Iron Fist tournament while also striking a deal with Claudio Serafino, a member of the Archers of Sirius, a group of exorcists. Heihachi plans to expose Kazuya, now CEO of G-Corp, as a devil to turn the public opinion against him. The journalist discovers while looking into the Mishima family that the death of Jinpachi also happened within the same year as the death of Heihachi's wife, Kazumi Hachijo. Jin is seen fighting against the UN in his devil form before Lars comes in to help him escape the Violet Systems. Lee is seen repairing Elisa after a shutdown in Tekken 6. Heihachi is then seen meditating in the Mishima dojo. Out of nowhere, the door busts open to reveal Akuma, who plans to kill Heihachi to avenge Kazumi. Suddenly, Jack's 6 robots bust down the dojo, and Heihachi and Akuma work together to survive until the Jacks are defeated. After another fight between the two, Heihachi escapes after faking his death to Akuma and declaring himself dead to the public. At Violet Systems, Tekken Force members break in an attempt to capture Jin, led by Nina. Nina, however, now deals with the rebooted Elisa, and despite defeating Elisa and capturing Jin, Lee hijacks the helicopter, escaping with everyone intact. Akuma then confronts Kazuya's devil form, and Heihachi broadcasts Kazuya's inner self to the world before striking down the building with a fucking orbital laser, supposedly killing Akuma and Kazuya. Kazuya survives and shoots down the satellite, causing it to crash down to Earth, causing more negative opinions against the Zaibatsu. The journalist decides to meet with Heihachi for an expose, but Heihachi decides to explain his history. He reveals that he met Kazumi in his father's dojo. They became rivals and eventually lovers, eventually birthing their son, Kazuya. One day, Kazumi became violently ill, and Heihachi nursed her back to health, but the illnesses kept appearing. During Heihachi's training, Kazumi said to Heihachi that he would cause worldwide destruction before turning into her devil form and attacking him. Despite Heihachi not wanting to harm the woman he loved, he fought back against her, eventually killing her by crushing her larynx. Fearing Kazuya had the same power, Heihachi tossed him off the cliff to know for sure if he had the devil power, thinking that if he survived the fall, Kazuya possessed the same gene. Heihachi then says that all the destruction in the world is his fault, and he should have killed Kazuya when he got the chance, so the world wouldn't have gone through this. Heihachi then leaves to parts unknown. Lee's satellite later discovers Heihachi and Kazuya in a volcano, preparing for one last battle. After a grueling long battle, Kazuya sees an image of Heihachi's younger self, the time when Heihachi threw him off the cliff. Enraged at the memory, Kazuya gets one final punch to Heihachi, killing him. Tossing him in the volcano, Kazuya repeats the word his dad told him years ago. A fight is about who is left standing, nothing else. Just then, Akuma shows up and squares off with Kazuya, with the outcome of this fight being unknown. A later scene shows Lee, Lars, and Elisa looking at the cities in ruin, and despite Heihachi's death and the Zaibatsu's downfall, G-Corp is still destroying the world. Jin steps up and says that it's his destiny to kill Kazuya, save the world, and end this war once and for all. The story definitely has its moments, but the biggest problem is that the narrator for 50% of the story is boring. If he's not talking about the ongoing conflict, he's talking about himself and his life. If this was a character we knew, that's one thing, but we never seen or heard of this guy, let alone know his name, so why should we care about this guy? We care about the Kazuya and Heihachi story. Even outside of that, all the characters mentioned here, Jin, Kazuya, Heihachi, Lars, Lee, Elisa, Nina, and Kazumi, are the only characters that are truly essential to the story. Every other character in here has next to no involvement with the story. In fact, let's talk about that. Instead of arcade mode endings, instead, base roster Tekken characters have what are called character episodes. These things suck. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. These are completely pointless to anything going on in the story. Most of these just served as comedy bits or storytelling that doesn't matter or nobody cares about. The only character episodes that are genuinely good in terms of adding to the story are Claudio's, Xiaoyu's, Steve's, and Miguel's. In fact, those four are genuinely good endings, as Claudio and Xiaoyu's segue into what Tekken 8 has in store, Steve's adds more to his character, and Miguel's is just a cool and satisfying way to keep his story arc going. Other than those four exceptions, the character episodes are stupid and pointless. You know what, let's talk about my biggest problems with Tekken 7 first, because the rest of this video will be compliments. I want to list all my negatives off the bat. Like for starters, what the f*** happened to all the game modes? We only have Arcade, Treasure Battle, which is the same as Ghost Battle, Versus, and Practice Mode for offline. Besides Story Mode, those are the only offline modes here. Besides another, but I'll get to that later. Arcade Mode is only 5 stages with next to no variations. Fight through 3 stages until Heihachi on stage 4, and Akuma on stage 5, with no cinematic or even drawn endings. Pointless. Treasure Battle is an okay offline mode, as it helps you net customization items and fight money, but even then, fight money comes pointless after 2,000 battles. Yeah, if you get 2,000 battles, you get all items unlocked that aren't from DLC characters. So what's the fucking point of fight money? And speaking of customization, this feature is so stripped back. Removal of the decal feature was okay, but the lack of item variety and the terrible color picker change made this customization awful. I'll give customization a few things though. Post picker for your customization is neat, and the new artwork here is absolutely fire, especially the ones by JB Style. Now, customization did receive free DLC, including New Japan Pro Wrestling promotions, Pac-Man crossovers, and the like, but man, this feels super strict back compared to Tag 2. I also really hate that certain things are PlayStation exclusive. The jukebox and throwback costumes in customization mode make no sense as to why they need to be PS exclusive. At least with Tag 2, you could purchase the additional songs on 360, but here, nope, PlayStation only. Well, PC too, but I'll explain that in a moment. Alright, I think that's all the major negatives I have, because besides those, Tekken 7 is the best game in the series gameplay-wise. The game launched with a total of 36 characters, and that's not too bad of a roster, but we lost some familiar faces initially, but we did get some fresh characters too. First is Claudio Serafino, an Italian exorcist, part of the Archers of Sirius. Catarina Alves, a Brazilian fighter entering to find her adoptive father. Lucky Chloe, a J-pop idol who signs with G-Corp to become the company's image. Shaheen, a Saudi military firm member who tries to take out Kazuya for shady practices done to his firm. Josie Rizal, a Filipino kickboxer and model who tries to join the Tekken force to help out with typhoon relief in her country. Gigas, a behemoth of a bioweapon who's put to the test by G-Corp. Kazumi Mishima, the late wife of Heihachi. Akuma, the Street Fighter guest character, set to rid of Kazuya and Heihachi. And Master Raven, the senior officer of Raven who sets to monitor the activity of the Zaibatsu and G-Corp. Elisa from Tekken Revolution also made her appearance as a pre-order bonus, a narcoleptic vampire whose only purpose seems to be horny bait. In terms of gameplay, Tekken introduced a lot of new features. The bound move was replaced with the screw, similar in function but allowed wall carrying to be even better for combos. Power crushes were introduced. Certain strong hits basically gave characters a bit of armor on the move, where they take damage if hit but won't be phased if hit, and the biggest introduction was the newer updates to the Rage system, the Rage Art and the Rage Drive. Rage Arts are big flashy finishers and are mainly used as combo enders, while Rage Drives are typically combo extenders and can be used to lay on beefy damage and keep combos going. The new Rage system changes really helped flesh Tekken 7 into having a stronger identity to its past games. Even in terms of presentation, they made cool new features. They added more dynamic camera angles and even a slowdown when both cameras are about to hit each other at low health. But Namco wasn't done with what it wanted to add to Tekken 7. Let's talk about the season passes. As in July of 2017, around the game's launch, it was revealed that Geese Howard from Fatal Fury will be coming as a guest character with the reveal of Season Pass 1. And on November 12, 2017, during the Tekken World Tour, it was revealed the second character for Season Pass 1 will be Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, alongside the Tekken Bowl Pack and metallic costumes. Tekken Bowl was very similar to the last games, but introduced a new striker mode, where the goal was to get as many strikes as possible within a limited number of balls. Striking Heihachi pins in certain split formations could nab you extra balls as well to help keep the game moving. And man, while Geese and Noctis were awesome additions to the roster, Tekken Bowl really shouldn't have been DLC. It could have easily been in the base game, considering how lacking offline modes are, and the metallic costumes are ugly as hell. And the worst part is that this pass of 3 characters, a game mode, and crappy costumes was $25 initially. Season 1 of Tekken 7 sucked hard. Now, Season 2 is where things got great. On August 2nd, 2018, it was announced that 6 characters are coming as DLC, and man were the picks good. Anna Williams, Lei Wulong, Craig Marduk, Armor King, Julia, and Negan from The Walking Dead? That's an out-of-nowhere addition, but you know what? Negan's trailer is the best trailer we've gotten out of any character reveal. Along with that, a new gameplay feature, the wall bounce, was added. Initially, this was a Geese-only move, but now every character has a wall bounce, which led to even crazier combos. Season 2 was well worth the price this time. Season 3 released on September 5th, 2019, and it added 4 characters, but 2 being brand new and 2 returning. We have Leroy Smith, an American setup for revenge against the Mishima Zaibatsu, and Fakum Ram, a Muay Thai fighter who enters on orders from the military to protect his wife and daughter. Returning characters being Ganryu and Zafina. Other new things included an updated practice mode with punishment training, a replay system, and a frame data display, which in my opinion shouldn't have been DLC. But on top of that, every character got more moves, which was really awesome and also really helped spice up the fights a lot more. And lastly, as of now, is Season 4, which released on November 10th, 2020, which gave us Kunimitsu, now donned by her daughter, and Lydia Sobieska, the Polish Prime Minister, alongside new moves, online improvements, and better balancing. Tekken 7 went from a game with a base roster of 36 to 51 as of now. Still wish these updates included the return of familiar modes, but it's fine. For presentation, it's good, but feels kinda lacking compared to the arcade version of Tekken 7, and in some cases Tag 2, but it still looks nice. The music, however, I'm very divided on. There are absolutely incredible tracks in this game. G-Corp Helipad's day and night themes, Infinite Azure, Last Day on Earth, Leroy's theme, The Solitary Warrior,
Fight for the greater good. Fight to even up the score. Fight for my neighborhood. Fight to get my just reward. Fight for the ones that lost. Fight to get what's in store. Fight anyone I cross. So what are you fighting for? Fight for the greater good.
I couldn't get enough of Kevin Lightman's theme for Fakum Ram, the theme for Kunimitsu is Pure Bliss, and of course, I do need to bring up the best track in the game, the theme for the final showdown between Kaze and Heihachi, Heat Haze Shadow. But while there's some bangers in this soundtrack, I feel the other songs of the game sound the same and thus lack identity. Those I listed are the ones I really enjoy and listen to a lot. The rest are either just good or rather bland. Maybe the soundtrack will grow on me in due time, but as of now, it's just not gripping me. However, one perk of the PC version of the game is that the modding scene is exploding. There are so many great mods out there, full on model replacements, UI overhauls, voice packs, soundtrack replacements. Seriously, the PC version is the way to go. Now, for the record, I do own the PS4 version as well, and it's great as well considering the console exclusive stuff, but the PC version has the higher player base due to the modding scene. Man, Tekken 7, despite its story, is one of the best fighting games out there, and who knows what Tekken 8 will eventually bring. Tekken 7 is a fantastic game to play with friends, and with all the new training features and all the guides out on YouTube, Tekken 7 is super welcoming to newcomers. I didn't even mention this assist mode, where you can hold the left bumper and perform an auto combo by hitting square or triangle. Tekken 7 is super accessible to newbies. Do you guys want an example? Do you guys know Mint Monster VA? She never played a Tekken game before she met me, and the auto combo seriously helped her understand the game, and she can even kick my ass to this game with her Josie without the assist now. It's that accessible to newcomers. If you want to get into Tekken, 7 is a great place to enter, or maybe even wait until Tekken 8's revealed. Tekken 7 is a fantastic game, and I look forward to seeing what the series has in store. Man, what a ride it's been taking a look back at the Tekken series and how far it's come. While I'm no pro at the series, I still love Tekken with every fiber of my being. It's one of my favorite series of all time, and it's my favorite fighting game franchise of all time. If my videos convince you to play Tekken, please do so. These are fantastic games and worthy of their legacy. Anyway, I'm Payday, and I'll see you guys later.